We also heard some new data when it comes to how US adults feel about, quote, how workers feel about their potential impact of AI. The Pew Research study spoke to 5,395 US adults to find how they felt the potential impact of AI and whether using AI tools in their day-to-day activities, with most feeling that they were very worried about the impact of AI. Quote, as you can see in this overview, 52% of those within the study said that they were concerned about the future of AI impacting their use in the workplace, and in addition, 32% believed that AI would lead to fewer job opportunities in the future. Big businesses are constantly looking for ways that they can replace the human labor with AI tools, including now the US government. However, it has been said that they are complementary and they can be used, and they're not to necessarily be thought as a replacement for a human who obviously has a lot more skill and a lot more depth of knowledge, you could argue, at this moment anyway. And I would personally say that AIs are a tool that can allow a human to do a better, more efficient job at whatever they're doing. And I think in some cases, an element of that job will be replaced by AI, but I don't think the overarching job, if you're actually creating infinite value or lots of value for a client or a customer or, you know, your business that you work for, is necessarily going to be replaced by AI. Now, the skepticals are going to say, sure, yes, they actually are, because, you know, they're more efficient, they're cheaper, etc. And I remember talking and listening to a podcast about a 5-star hotel that still employed doormen. Right? If you ask their finance team, where would you like to make cuts? Well, if we cut the doorman, then that salary doesn't need to get paid anymore. But actually, the question and the point that was made is a similar one to what I said in the last story about the longevity of the business and how the customer feels when they go to that hotel, right? The reason why a doorman is important is because they're in a position where they can have that personal touch. They can have that, oh, hello, sir, how are you? Calling a taxi, opening the door. You feel like a superstar, right? You feel like someone really important as a customer. But to have an automatic door, it's just, well, you have the door opened, right? You don't feel, it doesn't change how you feel. You just feel like, oh, the customer or the hotel is being efficient, right? And I think it's a similar way. I think what we'll find is AI will, like a lot of tech, it will replace some jobs, right? A lot of this study said that people who are on lower incomes are overly worried about AI, right? And I think, unfortunately, they should be to an extent, and that should be they should look at their skill gaps, and they should look to see how they can make themselves irreplaceable in regards to the skill set and the understanding of what they're doing. But I think for me, it's one of those things where we've seen it before with technology, right? Where as technology becomes better and better and better, when the printing press was invented, those who were doing it manually, in 95% of cases, lost their job. In the same way, when computers and the internet happened, right, a load of people lost their jobs. But actually, it did also create a load of other jobs, right? So I think the job market as a whole, just in my view, will shift, will analyze, will change. There will be always opportunities if you're willing to upskill, you're willing to work towards them. And instead of seeing AI as an enemy, instead of seeing AI as a tool that's here, and I know there's a side of it which is like it's going to become sentient and then it's going to see us as completely irrelevant and we're all going to die, and that is for now at least science fiction still. But there is, of course, that concern. Excluding that concern, a lot of AI can be used to allow you to be more efficient, to allow you to do deeper research, and allow you to create better content, idealize better content, analyze data better. There's 1,000 use cases of how AI can be used at its current state. And again, as everyone will say related to AI, this is the worst it's going to be. It will learn, it will get better. The question, which is the skeptic side of it, is it going to continue to get better exponentially, right? Or is it going to now start slowing down and end up plateauing? But that's just my thought specifically. Leaning back a little bit to the study, it was just 6% of people who believed that the workforce just 6% of people believed that the workforce that AI would lead to more job opportunities in the long run, with 32% believing that it would lead to fewer job opportunities, whilst 31% believed that it wouldn't make any difference at all. With, as I said, the lower income workers being very worried about the knock-on effect, or the ones who are more likely to be the most affected in this AI wave specifically, with, quote, workers aged 18 to 29 are also more likely to use AI chatbots at work, whilst those with a higher educational level are more likely to use the chatbots in their processes as well. The report also questions some key concerns. Quote, tools like ChatGPT can give answers, but cannot replace an understanding and experience, which could lead to more people being able to get the right results, but not as necessarily knowing why and how to improve and refine those results specifically. So again, it's the grunt work. It's doing the things when it comes to telling the output for the human to then do something with. Right? It can say this bit of data or this thing is better for your ad set, for example, but then you have to take that critically and think, okay, cool, what does that actually mean for the buying journey? What does that actually mean for the client? What does that actually mean for the customer who is looking for the thing that you're helping sell? Right, which is our job as marketers. We're helping people be more educated and more informed on the product or the service that we're trying to help sell for ourselves or our client. I guess over time, the whole question of AI will personally just come, and again, as I said earlier, it will most likely replace, and there will be a percentage of the market that will always not use AI, right? The problem, I think, will come when it comes to the money that they can be made, right? So I think you'll find, and I think what's going to happen is we'll be in a position where those who are against AI, yes, they'll still have jobs, but they'll be on a part-time salary or a part-time wage, having to work 80 to 100 hours a week because they're having to compete with people who are using AI, who are leveraging these new tech tools to allow them to be more efficient, right? And only you know if that's something that you want to do and that's something that your morals allow you to do. But that is everything that we're going to be sharing in this week's content. So if you did enjoy and you'd like to see more like it, then make sure to be subscribed to the channel. I'd love to hear what you think about the AI conversations or anything else I covered in this show. So thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you next week with a brand new episode of This Week in Social Media. And coming to the channel very, very soon is going to be some live coverage from the photo and video show that I'm going to be going to in 2 days' time at the time of filming. So thank you ever so much for coming back and joining me once again, and I'll see you very, very soon.